Hello viewers, welcome to another episode on LizzyCares. With me here is Mr. Tony, a businessman, and he has been married for 7 good years, guys. Welcome to my show, Mr. Tony. And I would like to know, what's the secret to your successful marriage? You've been married for 7 years now, like 7 years without divorce. So what has been the secret?
Okay, thank you for having me. In the first place, a lot of things work for a lot of people in marriages.
Okay.
But I would say that in our own case, the secret there is that we see ourselves as a brother and sister.
Okay.
We do everything to please each other.
Okay.
You know, always there for each other, encourage each other, and find happiness around each other. That's the secret. You must, we are always happy around each other. That's the secret.
Oh, okay. So you're saying you guys have been together and been acting like brothers and sisters. Is it like you guys have never when they encounter any issues in your marriage?
No. That's not it at all. Okay, there is no perfect marriage. Okay, there is no perfect marriage anywhere. Okay, but you definitely have challenges. There are challenges in marriages, but what is most important is how you face those challenges, how you address them. Okay, how you address them determines what happens, if it's going to linger more than necessary, or if it's just going to happen for a short while and the whole thing is over.
Okay. So far there have been issues, but you're able to address it within yourselves without.
Definitely.
Okay. All right. Now we'll move to my next question. What is your biggest challenge that you have faced, and how do you overcome it?
Okay. Well, I would say that the biggest challenge we had, centered around childbearing.
Wow.
Yes, centered around childbearing. Okay, and having some series of miscarriages, and stillbirths and all that, Okay, but with God and the effort we put in, we were able to push through. That was the biggest challenge. So far, I can tell you for sure that was the biggest challenge. Okay, and why we were able to overcome it? A lot of people have that challenge, you understand, at the moment, and people go over it. A lot of people are still stuck in it and all that. But I would advise that, when you have that kind of challenge, what is most important is that you must believe that there is light at the end of the tunnel, and you must believe that you can overcome that challenge. Okay, so it has to start from believing that you will overcome that challenge. Okay, so if your mind is strong enough, okay, you will overcome the challenge with prayers and with effort and all that. Definitely you will overcome that challenge.
Wow.
Just like every other challenge, that each of us have to face from time to time.
Wow, that's impressive. So are you now saying that you now have kids, like you have a child of your own?
Yes, we have a baby now.
Wow, that's so. For how long was it, like the childbearing issue? For how long does it take before she became pregnant?
It doesn't take her long to get pregnant. She takes it very easily, but the challenge is about having the baby staying.
So the 9 months.
That's the issue.
All right, thank you so much. My question is, how do you support each other's goal and growth? Like as a spouse, how do you support each other's goal? How do you support each other's growth in a marriage so far?
Okay. Well, one thing you have to understand about marriage is that it's always easier. If you want to have a successful marriage, you must identify with each other's goal. You must support each other in your goals and your aspirations.
Okay.
You get the point now?
Yeah.
So now, I remember very well that there was a time I was supposed to go for an interview. Okay, but just by the previous night, I was very down. I couldn't. By the morning, I was supposed to go for that interview. It was a big challenge for me, standing up and having to go and do the interview and all that. Okay, Of course, my wife knew I really talked about that, getting that job, and I was very, very zealous about getting the job, but I was down, okay, and she didn't allow me, allow that challenge, that illness to stop me from going for what I'm supposed to go for. Okay, ordinarily for me, I would have ended it there and said, no, my health first, I need to be okay. Okay, but she encouraged me and told me that, see, this is just a temptation, you understand. Stand up on your feet, take your bath and do the much you can and all that. Even if you go there and you don't do very well because you're not feeling too fine, you're being there alone also show seriousness and all that, that you're really interested in the job and all that. So that was a big encouragement for me. Unfortunately enough, I went for that interview and I scaled through.
Wow.
Okay. And in her own case too, I remember when she wanted to start some form of business, some little business about selling clothes and all that. She was talking about funds, how she starts, she doesn't have a shop at the moment, And I also encourage her along the line, say you can start small. A lot of people are doing businesses online, they don't have shops, they don't have all the money, but they started small and today they are somewhere big and all that, So some of those things, when you are being weighed down, when you have what you feel you want to achieve in life and all that, you also need that push, because sometimes it might just get very difficult along the line.
You can get
definitely, so you need that push either from your friend, your family, your spouse and all that. So you really need that push in most cases when you have very, very serious challenges. So
all right, thank you so much for your time. So my last question is, I haven't spent 7 years in marriage and still going. What would be your advice to couples out there that are passing through challenges in their marriage? As their marriage is already at the verge of collapse. What would be your advice to them?
Okay, well, it's very simple. You see, marriage is not is something you have to prepare your mind about. Okay, people have challenges in marriage, they overcome them. Some would allow that challenge, to separate, to bring about separation or divorce and all that. Some are even going to domestic violence and all that, as cases of murder and all that. So, but the simple advice I will give you is that there are basic things that are necessary in marriage. Are you getting it? Number one is communication. You must communicate well with your spouse.
Yeah.
Okay. If you don't have good communication, it brings up a lot of issues.
You don't need to start assuming things.
You get the point. Don't allow room for assumption.
Yeah.
Even you must be transparent enough. You must be honest enough. Some women can be demanding in marriage. We don't blame them for that. They want to be taken care of. Okay, so but the thing is that if you are not being open enough about what you receive, what you earn, and all that, your wife might just be making demands that is way above your what you get. Are you getting it?
Yes.
So if you are open enough, even when she's making her demands, she will definitely know your limits.
Of course.
You get the point now. So you must be open enough. You must be honest to each other. You must communicate well. When there is that communication gap, a lot of things happen. Assumptions, and all that. Then again, you must always compromise. There is always room for compromise. In the sense that in some cases you might just let go some issues so there will be peace. Okay. You must learn how to compromise. You must have mutual respect for each other. You must have mutual respect. You want your wife to respect you. You must also respect your wife. Every one of us have our rights. Even in marriage you have your rights, and those rights must be protected. You understand?
Yeah.
So you must have mutual respect. You must communicate well. Okay, you must support each other aspirations and goals. Okay, you must compromise, a lot of things, so these are the things I think if you have them, to a large extent, you'll be able to weather the storm, most of the cases.
Right. Okay. Thank you so much, Mr. Anthony, for your time.
Thank you.
All right, viewers, we've come to the end of the show. Keep watching this page, like, share, and comment. I remain your one and only relationship therapist, LizzyCares. Bye for now.